Think about the last time someone confided in you about their emotional health. Remind yourself of the circumstances and the situation. Now, let me ask you this. Have you checked in on them since? If you haven't, maybe it's because you don't need to. Maybe you and your friend resolved the problem that day, so bringing it up again isn't necessary. Or is it because you don't know how to bring it up again and support your friend without making it awkward? About 2 years ago, for whatever reason, I felt hopelessly sad but didn't tell anyone. This was the first time in my life that I felt like the struggle was bigger than just powering through it or setting away the stress. I wasn't even sure if what I was feeling was real or if it was just heightened teenage drama. That December, I had done the UAB honor band, survived my exams, and like the overachiever I am, decided, hey, why not add a national debate tournament on top of that? But because I was slammed with work, I didn't prepare for the tournament. And I really needed to. As one of 3 8th graders attending the entire competition, I had no idea what I was doing. To say that I was simply stressed would be an outrageous understatement. Before I knew it, I was sitting on the plane to the tournament. And as I opened my computer, I realized that this was the first time I had actually started preparing for the tournament. Heck, it was the first time I was reading my case. To say the least, my month's worth of unexplainable sadness did not help the situation. During the tournament, I was still trying to figure out what my case even meant, as my partner and I quickly got crushed by the competition. After the tournament, the debate team went to a dinner together. And despite the stress of the competition being relieved and really the last month of the constant go, go, go finally dissipating, I didn't feel good. In fact, I felt worse. But it didn't make sense. There I was, sitting in front of a delicious plate of mac and cheese, surrounded by my friends, finally done climbing the mountain of work I'd been dealing with. Yet, all I wanted to do was to be alone. One of my friends noticed that I was a bit off and asked if I was okay. To this day, I still don't know how he did it. Sorcery, witchcraft, manipulation. Who knows? But it's as if the dam broke. I cried, I complained, I whelped and wilted with exhaustion. And my poor friend, he had no idea what he was in for. I dumped wheelbarrows upon wheelbarrows of drama on this guy. But that night, I got the best sleep in what felt like years. By the time I returned to school, I did feel better. And when I saw my friend for the first time in weeks, at first, I was relieved when he didn't bring anything up about my meltdown. But then, a week passed, and he still didn't bring it up. Then a month passed, and still no word of it. In fact, it's like it never even happened. Great, right? We can move on and pretend like that embarrassing meltdown in the lobby of Applebee's didn't happen. But that's not how I felt. I thought my friend didn't care about me because he never asked how I was doing. I felt so incredibly stupid for opening up to him. Flash forward a few months, and on the way back from another debate tournament, I somehow ended up asking my friend why he never checked in on me again. He responded with, "I felt like it wasn't my place to ask." Looking back, I realized how unfair it was of me to dump my drama on someone who may not have been prepared to receive it, handle it, or carry it with him for the foreseeable future. Regardless, it just shows how often people, especially teens, don't know how to respond to our friend's emotional health. Before all this happened, I never really thought about it before. How to react when someone talks about their problems. I can explain geometry. I can listen to your boy problems. I can even complain with you about the photosynthesis and cellular respiration biology test. But coach you through depression? Help you deal with anxiety? Help you struggle through an eating disorder? I don't know how to do that. And we don't know how to respond to our friends' problems because it can make us uncomfortable. In fact, in a study conducted by YouGov, on behalf of the mental health anti-stigma campaign, Time to Change, respondents were asked how they would feel if someone close to them didn't tell them that they were struggling. 43% said that they would understand because they would feel uncomfortable talking about their problems too. That's almost half of the respondents. So, how do we respond when a friend opens up about their emotional health? Sahej Kaur Kohli, the founder of Brown Girl Therapy, the first and largest mental and wellness community for children of immigrants living in the West, give us 4 ways on how to react and support our friends. First, we need to recognize that not all struggles look the same. In fact, someone who is struggling may appear perfectly fine on the outside, but how they look may not compare to how they feel on the inside. It's not uncommon for people that struggle with their emotional health to blame or judge themselves, or even invalidate their own feelings by saying it's all in their head. Outsiders do it to them too. So, even if you don't understand or relate to what they're going through, simply validating their feelings can make all the difference. Second, ask what they need from you. Questions like, how can I help? And what do you need from me? Show that you genuinely are willing to support your friend. Third, follow up with them. Being supportive and a good listener when your friend first opens up about their emotional health is awesome. But following up is equally as important. Some people that struggle may often feel a baseline level of guilt for supposedly being a burden on other people's time and energy. Following up with them shows that you still care about them after the initial conversation and that they are not a burden. And fourth, do not burn yourself out in trying to support your friends. Although you should be there for them, it shouldn't be to the point where it compromises your own safety. And you should always tell a trusted adult if you think your friend's life is at a serious risk. The bottom line is that teens do not know how to help each other out in their struggles. We are too wrapped up in how we look, our grades, what we think of other people, what other people think of us, our SNAP score, and how much sleep we are getting versus how much sleep we should be getting. But I guess we're not even 2 decades old, so maybe I shouldn't be too hard on us. We're still navigating the world, and as part of that, we need to know how to properly respond to our friends' emotional health by recognizing that not all struggles look the same, validating our friends' feelings, asking the right questions, and following up with them. If your friend is struggling, knowing how to respond and help them can make the difference of a lifetime. Thank you.